Okay, good morning, guys. Welcome back. Thursday, almost another week of school done. So today we're going still on our line graphs, but today you're going to be plotting the data. Okay, so a slightly different skill is needed. Not even sure there's any sort of questions to be answered about the graphs today. It's literally just the skill of plotting them. And it is a skill, and it's one that you'll take into secondary school, and you're asked to do an awful lot more of is to draw your own graphs and your own tables to show or represent data. So we're going to go through some of the basics today, and hopefully you have a fair understanding of how to plot the data. There's one or two little tricks to it. I'll show you them as we go along. All right. So as we were, let's try to get ourselves warmed up. And today I'm going to go a little bit on a different footing. So today we're going to play how high can you go, put 0 top left. But today we're going to play in 0.5s. So you're playing on halves, okay? But we're going to keep it as decimals, so 0.5, 1, 1.5, okay? I want to see how fast you can go. So this is going up in halves, okay? But keep them in decimals. You ready? 0 top left, 10 seconds on the clock. Ready, set, go. Stop. Nice, and let's see how you done. You should have had 0.51, 1.52, 2.53, 3.54, 4.55, 5.5, and 6. I'll stop there. Really well done if you got as high as that. Ready? Let's try it one more time. Put 0 top left. 10 seconds are going back. You're going as high as you can in 0.5s. You ready? Set, go. Stop. Okay, let's see. Did you manage to beat your score? Really well done if you did. Double check our numbers, make sure they're right. You should have got 0.51, 1.52, 2.53, 3.54, 4.55, 5.5, and 6. All right. So let's turn that around. We'll go how low can you go? This time, put 6 top left. So put 6 top left, and you're going to try come all the way down in halves and 0.5s. You ready? Set, and go. And stop. Let's see, did you manage to get to 0 successfully? Numbers should have been 5.55, 4.54, 3.53, 2.52, 1.51, 0.5, and 0. All right. So one more time with our whiteboards, or if you can't find them, remember you're just using paper would be fine. 6 top left. How low can you go in 0.5s? Ready, set, go. And stop us there. Well done if you managed to beat your score. Let's double check our answers. You should have had 6, 5.55, 4.54, 3.53, 2.52, 1.51, 0.5, and 0. All right. Really well done if you managed to beat your score. We have 2 more warm-up activities to get going before we start trying to plot our data. So I want to take us back. And same as yesterday, although there was a bit of a lag, so I'm not too sure how many of us have done. So you're going to go through the generators again. We're going to do this twice. The first time we want to keep our number nice and easy. We want to keep it between 1 and 10. So pick a number between 1 and 10, run it through the generator. So multiply it by 5, get your answer. Divide it by 2, cut it in half, get your answer. Add 3 on, see what you find out with. Ready? I'll give you 6 seconds to try run through that generator all in your head. See how we do. And to start with, I'll give you the answer for 8. You should have had 8 multiplied by 5 is 40. 40 divided by 2 is 20. 20 plus 3, 23. So 8 became 23. All right. We're going to do it one more time, but this time we're going to ramp it up. This time I want you to pick any number between 100. In fact, actually, pick a multiple of 100. So pick a multiple of 100 between 100 and 1,000. So 100, 200, 300, 400, any of those, and run it through the generator. Okay. So pick a number between 100 and 1,000. Keep it a multiple of 100, or if you're feeling very adventurous, go to 150. So like 350. So run them through the generators. Let's see, can you do it all in your head? Pick the number, times it by 5, divide it by 2, add the 3 on, see what you get. And because the numbers are bigger, I'll give us extra time. So you've got still about 10 odd seconds left. See how far you can get. So any number between 100 and 1,000. Ready? And stop us there. Let's have a look, see how we manage to get on. So I'm going to go, I'll run through 2 of these just to see how they work. I'm going to pick, say, the number 300 to start with. So we've got 300, we multiply it by 5, we should have 1,500. 1,500 divided by 2, 750. 750 add on 3 is 753. So that's how that one would have worked. If anyone picked a multiple of 50 as well in that range, let's pick the number 150 to start with. So 150, multiply it by 5, we should have got 750. 750 split in half, we should have got 375. 375 plus 3, we should have got 378. Really well done if you've done that. Right, next up, last warm-up one then before we get going on our plotting data today. Okay, so we're plotting data on line graphs, or creating line graphs, or constructing line graphs, whatever way you like to put it. So down on the bottom section, you should see down here, I've now got myself a number line. My number line is going from 0 to 10. Okay, so that's how big my number line is. It's only going from 0 to 10. All right, all I'm going to do is I want to put a question mark at one of those intervals. Can you see them? So I've got these intervals going. All I want is for you to write down what the answer is. So wherever my question mark goes, you need to tell me what that number should be. Now, when it comes to number lines and intervals, remember the trick is find how big the gap is, count how many intervals you have, and then you divide that gap by however many intervals, and then that tells you how big the interval is. So this one's nice and easy. The gap is 10. There are 10 jumps. Okay, so there are 10 jumps. So the gap of 10 divided by the 10 jumps means every jump must be 1. So this is nice and easy to get started. So every one of these jumps is indeed just a jump of 1. You ready? So as I said, you can do this 2 ways. You can either just write the answer down really quickly, or if you want, if you have fast fingers, you can always put it into the comment box, your answer. You ready? So look out for this question mark. I go 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hopefully we got it. The answer this time was 3. Try it one more time. And it might seem silly, but it is a skill in its own right. Ready? On you go. See, can you find out where that question mark is? What is that number? Ready? 5 seconds. Answer that one. 6. Ready? Hopefully we're getting faster at least. Ready? Another question mark. Where's that one? And 3, 2, 1, and 2. Right. Let's go again. Now remember, this time I'm going to change up something very slightly. So you're going to need to double check, and you're going to need to read the number line. Or read that number line, okay? Ready? Answers, go. Five seconds. And stop it there. Anyone with the answer? 14. Really well done. I'll actually explain that just very quickly in case you didn't get it. So the answer this time was 14. Reason being, I've changed where my number line represents. So my number line now represents from 10 all the way up to 20. So again, it's a jump of 10. There's still 10 intervals. So every interval is still a jump of 1. But the number line starts at 10, so it goes 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 is where my question mark is. Ready? Let's try one more. And go. 10 seconds. Uh, 4 seconds. And stop it there. Well done if you got the answer. 46. I think it was 46. Yeah, 46. Okay, so really well done if you got 46. Now, I want to do one more of these just to see. So remember, find out what the difference is in the number line, how far the range is. So you find the range. Once you find the range, you count how many intervals you have, and you divide that range by however many jumps you have. And then that will tell you how big each jump should be. You ready? Let's have a look. Very different. Skill stays the same. Find the range on the number line. Work out how many jumps there are. Divide that range by the jump number, and that tells you the jump size. Once you've got the jump size, you can start to add forward or count on from the beginning of the number line. Ready? Give me another 5 seconds. And stop us there. So this time, slightly different. My number line goes from 0 all the way up to 100. So my range is 100. So there's 100 in the range. The jumps, the intervals, are all the same. There's 10 jumps. So I have 10 jumps to get me from 0 to 100. So take 100, divide it by 10. My answer is 10. So every one of these jumps is 10 in size. My question mark, let's have a look, 10, 20, 30. Really well done if you manage to get 30. Okay. Shall we try one more of them? There you go. Try that one. And then we'll get started on plotting data. So there's my number line. Can you find out where that question mark is? I'll go 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And this time the answer was 70. Okay, so the question mark is at 70. All right, so leave that there. You can put lids on your pens for now, and we'll have a look at plotting data. So here we go. We're going to plot data. So today the skills are just looking at features of a data graph, any graph, pie chart, line graph, bar chart, won't matter. They all have the same sort of features that we're going to talk about. The first one is they all need a title. They'll have a Y up axis and they'll have an X axis. Okay, and between those three, we need labels. So we need a title. The Y axis also needs to have a title, and the X axis also needs to have a title as well. Okay. And then obviously we need our data to put in. So today you've got two. You're going to be talking about absentees, and the other one is, well, I forget off the top of my head, something about, social networking. So it's about the numbers of people on each platform and stuff. So let's have a look anyway at this one. Now this one isn't the same numbers that's on the worksheet, so don't worry. I'm just giving you an example. Don't want to give you the answers. That'd be too easy. So remember, we need to get the key skills down, right? So I'm going to tell you these numbers. We've got second class, third class, fourth class, fifth class, sixth class. So we have 5 classes, and this is their absentees. Okay, so this is their absentees. So straight away, the title, absentees. So straight away, you put in the title, absentees. All right. Now, let's go more specific. All right, let's get our skills down. So here's our data. We have classes, and then we have the frequency. So this is how much it's been occurring. Okay, so this could just be on a particular day or maybe over the course of a week. We don't really know. Won't really matter for plotting. All right, so we have our classes and we have our data, the frequency amount of it. Okay, so we need to figure out what goes on what axis, which one would make it best. So with a line graph, remember the line is always showing you sort of the occurrence, the frequency, how often something happens or how much it's been achieved. So based on that, if we know that y-axis, okay, you want your line and its height is telling you its frequency, so how often something happens. So then straight away over here, these numbers are the ones we're going to deal with on the y-axis. All right. So we know that this line is going to be number of absentees. Okay, so this will be the number of absentees. Down here, then this must be where this part of our data goes, because this is the groups. This is how it's been categorized. So whether you're looking at days of the month or days of the week, months of the year, or whatever the category is, categories always go to the bottom for our line graph. Okay, so down here you're going to have class. Okay, so you've got your class down below. So that's our title. That's our title. We have our 2 titles, so we're almost there. Now comes that trick that we're doing, and this is why we've done that warm-up game of a number line. All right, because you have to play around with the space that you've been given. So let's take the first one, for example. Here's my line, and when you have a page, when you have a worksheet that's given to you, or if you're in an exam and it's an exam paper, you don't have endless size to work on. You're restricted by the size of your graph, so you have to deal with what you're given. And usually your page will have tiny squares in it, or will have blocks in it, which will allow you to quickly work it out. If it's totally blank like this, you would be best using a ruler, and then you equate to centimeters, and you use your centimeters as a guide. Okay, so for here, we're going to pretend that we've got and I'll extend that up a little bit, just because I can. Right, so here I've got 10 intervals. So I've got 10 boxes. So I have 10 intervals on my y-axis. Let's have a look at the data that I have and look at the numbers. 12 4, 10, 18, and 9. So the biggest number that I need to get to, I must have 18. So I need to get 18. And remember, I only have 10 boxes, so I need to get as high as 18. So if I have a look, the numbers are mostly multiples of 2. There is this 9 in here, which sort of throws me off a little bit. But straight away, I'm thinking if 18 is the highest number I've got 10 boxes. Every box is worth 2. So if every interval is worth 2, how high would my chart go? It would go up to 20. So let's put that in. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20 up at the top. So there we go. So now we've managed to put that in. All right. Coming over here, we've got our classes. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So over here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 intervals. Now, for a line graph, also very important to note, on a line graph, the data that you plot must be on the interval mark. It's not in between, because that would be our bar chart. Our line graph is the line itself. The line is the most important bit. All right, so see where that line is? That line is going to be second class. The next line, 4th, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. So there you go. On the bottom, we've got here. Have you noticed that I haven't started right in here either? Okay. If I can, I always want to start just out a little bit. It makes the graph a bit easier to flow. However, you might not always be given that space, and sometimes you will need to use this line to actually be your first of something. So second class could have been here. All right. So imagine we were going from, say, senior infants all the way up. I would need it to have started here. Senior, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth would have been on the end. All right. So thankfully I didn't need to. Okay. Now that you've got the title and your axes all labeled, time to actually plot the data. And remember, it's on the line. It's where the y-axis. So on the y-axis, you're coming across it. On the x-axis, you're kind of looking at the lines coming up, and it's where they meet is where your data goes. Okay, so let's have a look. Second class had 12. So there's second class. We find 12. 12 comes across, and wherever that line meets, you're going to put your point in. Okay. Next one then. Third class. Third class has 4. So third class, I find my 4. There's 4. Fourth class has 10, so go to fourth class, find 10, and there we go. There's that data put in. Fifth class has 18. Ooh, fifth class, haven't showed up at all. Okay, so there's fifth class right up here with 18. Now, here comes the tricky bit. Sixth class have 9. Well, if you have a look, my lines, I don't have 9 on the side, so where's 9? This is where we use our number knowledge. We know that 9 sits between 8 and 10, don't we? So if I went halfway between 8 and 10, that must be number 9. So we use our number knowledge for instances like that, okay? So there's 9, and we put 9 over there for 6th. There we go. Once you've done that, you grab your ruler and you start to point each point to point. So I'm going to go from first to second, third to fourth, fourth to fifth, and last one. Now, please don't shout at me for not using a ruler, but there we go. We've now got our data put in there for absentees, okay? And then from there, you could start to interpret it if you really wanted. You could ask some questions, nice and basic ones, you know, what class had the most absentees, what class had the least absentees, all of that, okay? So that's that one. And I'll very quickly, I've got a couple of minutes, so I'm going to quickly explain the second worksheet, which is about social networking. So just imagine the data that we were talking about. Imagine the data that we're talking about. The only real difference, guys, is just about how you work out how much the intervals on the axis should be. That's the only real sort of trick there is to it. Okay, I'm going to keep it the same. I'm going to keep it absentees, but this time it's for all of Ireland. So our numbers should be bigger. Okay, so say for second class it was 200, 400, 1200, 800, and 1600. Okay. Oh, I'll change some of them to make it a bit easier on myself. Okay, there we go. So almost the same. This time we're talking about absentees in Ireland, so the numbers are going to be bigger. All right. If you have a look, our numbers, our data, and the occurrence and the frequency is 200, 400, 500, 800, and 700. So now we're dealing in hundreds. But if you have a look at our y-axis, it's still the same. We still only have 10 intervals. So if I do 10 intervals, remember, I'm only getting from 0 to 20 if they're all worth 2. So I'm not even going to get the smallest bit of data put on. So again, you have a look at your data, see what it's in, and then see can you work it out. So first of all, what do you notice? They're all hundreds. So if they're all in hundreds, then straight away I'm going to go, right, if I have 10 jumps, if I make every jump, say 100, if I make every jump 100, then if I have 10 jumps, I'm going to get to 1,000. Does that cover all of my data? Yep, no numbers are above 1,000, so I'm okay. So I remember if I picked 50 to start with, 10 50s is 500. 500 would have been good, except 5th and 6th, I wouldn't have had space for them, so it doesn't work. You must make sure you've got the full range of data can be displayed in your x-axis. And remember, every interval is equally spaced as well. So let's have a look. We've agreed that if I make the 10 jumps, 10 intervals, all 100 each, I can get from 0 to 1,000, which will cover the range of data. So for here, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, and there's 1,000. No, that's where it went wrong. Okay. So there's all my data. I've used 10 jumps and they're all up there. So again, we'll just run through how to plot our data on a line graph. Remember that the line is the important bit. It's the line that marks 100 or the x-axis or the y-axis. And again, on the x-axis, it's the line that represents the category. It's not the space. It's the line itself is what represents the data. So let's have a look very quickly. Second class has 400 or 200. So find 200. Find where the lines meet each other. Okay, and your data goes there. All right. Third class is 400. Fourth class is 500. So again, remember up there we've got 500. 500 is across. Done. And once you have that done again, you just join them from point to point. So first point to second point, and you're always using a ruler. Make sure it's nice and straight. And again, there you have that data perfectly displayed. All right. So make up your own data and see can you plot it on a graph. And just get a bit of practice put in at plotting those graphs. They'll be really key for you come secondary school. All right. Really well, as always, I'll be in Google Classroom if you need me. All right. Well done, guys.